Okay, so it was only just a few months ago that I showed you this before the build was actually on it. And it's still a work in progress, but just to show you how fast it's moving along.
This is J.P. Banks Music.
Buying something in the area like this, when you start seeing the new deals and new construction going on, it's already too late. So this same land or the same house would have cost you only probably a few grand, 10, 20, 30,000, but now you're looking into the hundreds, 200s, and even 300,000. But the good thing about it is, if you do own property in the area, which we do, you in good shape, because your property value going up just based on what other new builds or property owners is doing today, property in the area. So let me take you down a little farther. This house wasn't just standing here, nor was the garage. And if you pay attention, look at the similarities, they kind of build them the same, maybe a different color as far as the outer exterior, but I'm sure the interior is different. Maybe got lofts, some separate 3, 4 bedrooms, but that's what makes it easy to do comps, because pretty much all the houses are built the same style, and a lot of these newer model houses is pretty much just wood and the old brick houses, so they build them pretty fast. And they look good, but you can end up with some that's poor quality, I should say. And down here on the end, there's still a lot of new construction going on. And like I said, when you see new developments going on, you're in pretty much good shape. Get that back there, because a lot of people don't see that or think that's a big deal as far as the AC units, but you see they got them caged down because they'll get stolen quite often. And if you're in the middle of a flip and it happens, and you're on a time frame, that can give you a big headache. Cause a lot of frustration, cost you a lot more money. Okay, there go another one. Look at the side of there. So they were smart by doing that, because it's a new up and coming area, but it's still not quite there yet. So it's still crime just like any other neighborhood. It's still, you know, vandalism, like even the material that's left out, people will steal this if they knew the value of it. But there you have it. Next, I'm going to take you to an actual new build with the concrete block still taking place, because you want a solid foundation. Without a solid foundation, it's pretty much a waste of your time, money, and energy, because you're going to be rebuilding eventually. Even if it's not immediately, somewhere along the line, you'll be rebuilt if it wasn't done correctly. Alrighty, let me take you to the next project. Making sure your foundation is as strong as possible. You hear in a lot of businesses or even home ownership that location. Well, in this case, it's foundation, foundation, and foundation. Because if this part ain't done properly, you can go ahead and just scrap the rest of the build, because your foundation must be strong. Get the slab back here where the garage is going to be taking place. This is all your normal essentials for your plumbing, electrical, and all that once you start to build. So, you definitely want to get soil testers, make sure the land up under it is good. You want to get your land surveys to make sure you're not protruding on your neighbors' boundary lines. Your the architect to draw up your property as far as whether you want this to be an apartment building, a condo, or just a single family home. So it's pretty much self-explanatory, but still just want to give you a visual. And then we'll do a follow-up when it's actually, once the home is finally built. Stay tuned.
Gentrify your own hood before these people do it. Claim eminent domain and have your people moving. That's a small glimpse into what Nipsey was doing. But anybody still confused as to what he was doing? The neighborhood designed to keep us trapped. They redlined it for property crimes if you live by blacks. They depress the asset and take the property back. It's a ruthless but a genius plan in fact. So now we fighting on these scraps. Crabs in the barrel, but crabs don't belong in the barrel. They ain't never tell us that.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk real life gentrification. Here are some visuals of a neighborhood I grew up in my whole life where I seen gentrification taking place firsthand, where people was forced out of their homes, property taxes raised so high they couldn't afford it, or forced to make upgrades that they knew they couldn't make just because new developments came in and changed the whole dynamics of the neighborhood. And there's just so many other countless scenarios and situations where people that lost their houses or sold it for pennies on a dollar, and then they jacked the prices ridiculous. By the way, that just don't apply to residential properties neither. That also applies to commercial as well. Okay, so take this bill right here for instance. Most people wouldn't see no value in it at all because, you know, it got graffiti on it. It's pretty much peeling, dilapidated, whatever you may take. But developers will see all the potential in the world to buy a bill like this and turn it into something that you may not even want in your neighborhood. But if you ain't doing nothing to change it, they gonna continue doing it. That's why gentrification take place. Most of the houses was maybe 10, 20 grand, not even a few years ago. Now you can't buy one for less than maybe $200,000-300,000. So before gentrification take place in your neighborhood, man, you gotta learn to buy something. Like I know most of us grew up listening to OGs telling us, you know, jewelry, women, cars, clothes, all that was the way to go. But it's real estate.
It's called gentrification. It's what happens when the property value of a certain area is brought down. Huh? You listening?
Yeah.
They bring the property value down. They can buy the land at a lower price. Then they move all the people out, raise the property value, and sell it at a profit.
Ain't nobody from outside bringing down the property value. It's these folk shooting each other and selling that crack rock and shit.
Well, how you think the crack rock gets into the country? We don't own any planes. We don't own no ships. But we are not the people who are flying and floating that shit in here. I know every time you turn on the TV, that's what you see. Black people selling the rock, pushing the rock, pushing the rock. Yeah, I know. But that wasn't a problem as long as it was here. Now what we need to do is we need to keep everything in our neighborhood, everything, black. Black owned with black money. Just like the Jews, the Italians, the Mexicans.
Oh shit, this motherfucker don't look nowhere near the same no more. I can revamp this whole shit. Shit like this when you know it's about to go down. Okay, let me take you through a process of my most recent project. this, didn't look near like none of this when I first started. I had a before picture to show the bedroom over there. Flooring throughout, did paint. Floor, take you to the kitchen here. The bathrooms too. Redid the bathrooms.
Not complete yet.
Chandeliers, light fixtures. Still a work in process, and most people will ask, like, where did you learn to do this, or who you got doing it for you? When the truth of the matter is, you can do a lot of stuff yourself, but it's gonna be time consuming and just as much pricey if you mess it up. And then you don't have to pay double just to fix it. But so far, this one's been a pretty decent project. And shout out to YouTube, even though I ain't endorsed or nothing, but you can learn a lot on YouTube as far as how to do a lot of these handyman jobs, DIYs, do it yourself type techniques. But I do it to cut the cost, but also to get the experience in to where if a contractor ain't doing his job, I can easily say, get out the way, I'll finish it. Or start it, either or, but a lot of it ain't as hard as we make it out to be. So a lot of it is just really about doing it. And there ain't no way you can mess up your own stuff when you your own boss. Same way with a job. You can't get fired if you be your own boss. And like right here, I still got my materials and supplies. Barn doors ain't went up. Glass mirror closets. Still a work in progress. Like I said, it's gonna be beautiful after I'm done with it. A lot of people love seeing the befores and after, but they don't see the tedious work that you go through. The headaches, long days, you go home, you just want to just fall out, take a shower, get in the tub or something to go to sleep after you're done with a lot of this. So here go the process most people don't show, So I'll take you through it all. Okay, last but not least, I done took you on real life projects of my own, showed you gentrification at its finest. Now it's time to give you the data and real life numbers behind gentrification and how it can become a selfish and cutthroat game as far as the elderly and other folks that are at the bad end of the stick of gentrification, where property taxes are jacked up tremendously. Rental rates are raised so high that the previous tenants can't afford to live there anymore. And as you can see, I'm just skimming through all the pictures pretty fast because the prettiness of the houses is not what I'm aimed to show you, but more so the downside, and to show you the value in real estate, how you can buy a piece of property. Like for instance, this one in 2014, it was only $10,000. By 2019, it was jacked up to $114, and by 2020, it was sold for $145. Pay attention to the numbers here, because you don't see these type of numbers in the stock market, a savings account, or just sitting on money in general. It can only be done in real estate. I know for those that say real estate not for everybody, that's fine. But when you have your people losing their homes at pennies on a dollar just to be turned around and sold for hundreds of thousands of dollars, then you'll see the importance of gentrification and why we must fight against it. Thank you for watching this video.
Gentrify your own hood before these people do it. Claim eminent domain and have your people moving. That's a small glimpse into what Nipsey was doing. For anybody still confused as to what he was doing. The neighborhood designed to keep us trapped. They redlined it so property climbs if you live by blacks. They depress the asset and take the property back. It's a ruthless but a genius plan in fact. So now we fighting over scraps. Crabs in the barrel, but crabs don't belong in the barrel. They ain't never tell us that.